Hi, so in this video, I'm going to share with you some ideas about how the gathering of, the usage of, the implementation of, the listening to feedback can really help you develop sales opportunities and sales success. But before I dive into that, I want to address some of the things that we hear in the training room that stops sales professionals asking for feedback in the first place. See if some of these connect with you, and hopefully across the course of this very short video, I hope you understand how feedback can not only be helpful for sales, but can really drive future engagement and your positioning of relevance to your best target market. So what stops us asking for feedback? Here's some common things that we hear. Number one, it's not my job. The common objection to gathering feedback, to asking for feedback. It's not my job, someone else's job. Usually the job of marketing. But as we share across all of our work that we do with B2B sales professionals, sales and marketing has never been closer. In fact, they're pretty much interlinked. It is much the job of a sales professional to look after marketing and top of funnel awareness work as well. So if you think feedback isn't just for you, maybe you need to think again, and I'll show you how that might work for you. Second one we hear is no news is good news. My customers will tell me when something's wrong. But usually if it's gone to that point, things have gone too far and it might risk losing the sale in the overall picture. So think about how that might play out for your customers, your pipeline moving forward. They'll tell me if something's wrong. It's not my job. And overall, perhaps surrounding both of these reasons we don't ask for feedback is fear, the F word. We don't like bad news. It opens a can of worms. It's opening up a wound, potentially, opening up negativity that we don't know how to handle, we can't solve. So what can we do about it? I won't ask at all. It's not my job, after all. So let's see about where feedback might fit. Hopefully we'll help you overcome some of these issues, and you can start building it in as a more proactive piece of your sales process, your sales work, and add it into your sales toolkit to talk to those customers as prospects who might have a slight issue that you might just be able to resolve very quickly. So let's have a look where this might fit for you. Let's imagine the blue guy here is you. This is you in your work, talking to the red person here, the customer. Brilliant. You've got a nice relationship. Things are going swimmingly. You love working with new customers. Super. And what happens is you have a dialogue. You have conversations, you have relationship, you have rapport. But this customer here is giving you all sorts of insight of things that they're actually buying from you, because you might be very excited about the technicalities of your widgets. You might have the widget 3000 to sell, and therefore this prospect, this customer needs to know everything about it, every technicality about it. But I tell you what, this customer here is telling you that what they're really buying is your speed of service. What they're really buying is the reliability. It's the ability to reduce their downtime so they don't have to upset their customers. This is what they're buying from you, because their competitors who sell the identical widget 3000 can't offer that. This is why the customer's buying from you. But because you love the widget 3000, you love what you do, you're from a technical engineering background, and they need to hear this. Perhaps there's a risk that we don't hear what the prospect is actually saying to us. So let's imagine you did take this on board and the feedback went back to marketing. Dreaded marketing, whose job it is to get reviews, is to build the reputation, is to build the feedback and collate catalogs, brochures, content of more widgets that you think that customer needs to see. Now let's assume that you were open to a conversation here, and you did take that bit of insight, that bit of information back, saying it's common that our customers are actually buying from us reduced downtime. They're actually buying from us the speed of service. I didn't know that. I just thought they were buying shiny widgets. What do you do with that feedback? If it stays in this bubble, you're not helping the organization, you're not helping yourself. If you can break this bubble and feed it back to a joined up system, an information system, call it what you will, a resource, a CRM, something that marketing can see, that you can feed into, with actual practical real life bits of information and insight. What marketing can then do is create better content for you, because what they can do is create content that says next time you speak to someone at that exhibition or conference, show them this piece of content. It says, isn't it frustrating when your current widget supplier can't guarantee you supply? Imagine if there was a way that we could guarantee expedited delivery of the widget 3000. Because you've listened to this customer, you'll have them nodding at their screen. And because you've taken the feedback from that customer back to your team, back to marketing, through a shared CRM or platform, they can not only give you the resource, but they can also, and this is where it might just start helping you in your endeavors, they can also share it to many more people just like this. So when that common message is shared and they come to you, you can have a better conversation based on the feedback that you've been given from actual experiences. Your customers will be saying things that you aren't particularly listening to because it's not what you want to hear. If it's bad feedback, how have you made it better? Share that to other people, other suspects, other holding pattern communication that you can create, but be open to it. It's only going to help generate more of the better opportunities. So when this conversation happens here, it's wholly more meaningful. So what can you do to start collating or be open to feedback? Open up. Ultimately, be aware that your customer wants to share information, create the space for them to do it. What does that look like? It doesn't have to be a long form. It doesn't have to be a convoluted process. It could be a face-to-face meeting. It could be a phone call. It could be before you move them on in the sales process. You just check in to see if they're happy. Open up to feedback, good or bad. Don't just go after the good customers. Look for the ones where there's room for improvement. Listen. Do you really listen? Or do you nod your head, knowing full well in the back of your mind what you're going to say anyway? Listen to understand. Don't just listen to say what you've got to say. It's a wholly important and often overlooked skill. And if we open up for feedback and listen to what they're saying, we can build a better response. And we can learn to respond to it because we take it back to our organization. We solve the problem. We answer the question honestly with transparency. And we create better content that's going to create better communication to better customers for better sales outcomes. So that's just a quick piece from me around the power of feedback, what stops us, why it's important, and 3 quick tips I think will make you a better sales professional because you'll be open to the prospect of feedback. So I hope that was helpful. Stay connected on the website, on LinkedIn, plangrowdo.com. I'm Rob Taylor, and we'll see you again soon.